Hello students. So students, in the previous class we had completed the chapter that is nutrition in plants, and in that students we had discussed that plants, they used to perform the process of photosynthesis, and with the help of which they used to make their own food. Okay, and that is the nutrition that they shown in it. We have also seen that there are some of the plants which are not able to prepare their food, so they are dependent on the other for their food, and we had classified such kind of plants also into parasitic, into saprophytic, insectivorous plant is there, as well as symbiotic plant is also there. Okay, so these are the things that we have studied in case of the nutrition in plant also. Okay, now moving on, we will start with today we will start with a new chapter, and that is nutrition in animals. When we talk about the nutrition in animals, what we had learned, students, that animals are what? Since they are not having chlorophyll in them, so they are not able to prepare their own food. They are not able to perform the process of photosynthesis. So for that, they are totally dependent on the plants directly or indirectly for their food. Okay, so we can say here that the animals obtain the food they obtain the food from plants or from other animals So basically they shows the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, in which they are unable to prepare their food, so they get food from the others or that of the animals, students. Okay, now if we talk about the human being, so basically there are some of the animals, including the human being, which used to eat both. That is, they are not only they are omnivores. Omnivores means what, students? Those who eat both, means plants as well as that of the animals, other animals, they are called as the omnivores. So here the human beings, they are the omnivores as they eat both, that is plant as well as animals. Okay, so in case of the plants, if we talk about the human being, so human being used to eat what? If we talk about the plants, so they used to take pulses, rice, wheat, fruits, vegetables, etc. These all things human being obtain from that of the plants. If we see that of the from the animals, so they used to take milk, honey, meat, egg from the animals. Okay, so they get the food from the animals, also they get the food from the plants also. So they are dependent on both, they used to eat both of them. Okay, so all the animals, why do they need food? The question is that why they are eating the food. So they are eating the food in order to get energy. Not only this, the nutrition help in providing the energy, as well as it will also help in proper growth and repair of the body parts. Okay, so we can say that why there is a need of the food for all the animals. So we can say here that human being for obtaining energy, for obtaining energy, growth, for obtaining energy, growth and repair of the damaged body parts, and repair of the damaged body parts. Okay, so human being basically why they need food? They need food in order to get energy. In that food will help in the growth, as well as this food will help in the repairing of the damaged body parts. Okay, now on the basis of that we can define the nutrition in animal or animal nutrition, and that is the process of taking in food, the process of taking in food by the animal, by the animals, and its utilization in the body, and its utilization in body, called as nutrition in animals. That is called as nutrition in animals. So this is what, this is the definition of that of the protein, definition of that of the nutrition that occur in the animals, students. Okay, so what is the nutrition in animals? So basically when we take food, and this food when enter into the body, this get utilized by the body, that is called as the nutrition in the animals. Now this process, that is nutrition in animals, takes place in 5 steps. That is, first one is ingestion, second one is digestion, third one is absorption, fourth one is assimilation, fifth one is egestion. So we can write here, that is, nutrition involves five steps. It involves 5 steps, and that is ingestion, then digestion, then absorption, then assimilation, then egestion. Ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion, these are the 5 steps that is included in the nutrition in animals. Now let us see that how can we define all these 5 steps that occurs in the animals, that occurs in the human being. Okay. So first of all we will see that what do we understand by ingestion process. So the first is the process of taking food into body, taking food into the body body is called ingestion. Okay, so the process of taking the food into the body, that is called ingestion. So whenever we used to take the food, that process is called as the ingestion. Moving on, and we will see that what is the next one, and that is the digestion. What is the definition of the digestion, students? So digestion is, that is the process in which the food containing large insoluble substances is broken down into small soluble substances which we called as a water soluble substance, is called digestion process. That is called as the digestion process. So the process in which the food containing large insoluble substance, and that is broken down into the small water soluble substance, that process is called as the digestion. So large complex one will be broken down into the smaller water soluble substance, that is called as the digestion. Moving on, and then we will see the definition of the absorption. So we have seen here the definition of ingestion and that of the digestion, and let us see that what happened in case of the absorption. Let me tell you before we going further and understand, don't get confused with all these points, because we will going to discuss each of them one by one, especially when it occurs in the human being in detail. Okay, so don't be confused. Here simply the term is, when we talk about the ingestion, here we will simply taking the food inside the body. That is ingestion. You see that process can vary also. Na? We are having mouth, so with the help of the mouth we can take. Somebody, if anybody is having the kind of this bee is there or a butterfly is there, so they are having a kind of a mouth, you can say, which help in the taking or sucking the food from the flower. Likewise, the blood is sucked by the mosquito. So every organism used to show the different kind of ingestion. Okay, while in case of a human being, we are having teeth, so we used to take the food inside the mouth, that is the ingestion. Digestion is what? When we take that food and keep it inside the mouth, and then this food will enter into the stomach, from stomach to the small intestine, it will broken into the smaller one, and that we call as the process, that is digestion here. Moving on, and let us see the next one, and that is absorption. So, absorption. What happened in case of an absorption, students? So here the water soluble food will enter into the bloodstream. Okay, passes through the process in which the process in which digested food is passes through the intestinal wall into bloodstream. Is called absorption. So here what happened, the food get digested, and for this digested food from the intestinal wall, it will enter into the bloodstream. Okay, so we can say that this is the process in which the proper absorption of the food happens. Digestion happen in the stomach to small intestine. Now small intestine, the wall of the intestine, it is connected to the blood. So from the wall, the food will enter into the blood. So this is the absorption method. Then if we'll see the assimilation. Student, these all definitions are really important. I know that you find it quite difficult to understand, but we will understand it later in detail, each one of them. Till that, you just understand that this digested food will enter into the intestinal wall. From the wall, it will enter into the bloodstream, that we call as the absorption one. Now, let us see the next one, and that is assimilation. These things are really important because these all things you will going to study in the higher classes also. So if you are knowing about all these things, it will be quite useful for you to understand. Now, if we see about that of the assimilation. What happened in the assimilation? So here, absorbed food is taken in the body. Absorbed food is taken in the body cells and used for energy growth and repair. That is called assimilation. So the absorbed food from the intestinal wall, which it reaches to the bloodstream, it gets absorbed, it reaches to each of the cell, and then cell used to obtain energy from these absorbed food. This whole process is called as the assimilation. Now the energy which has been taken by that of the cell is used for the growth and the repair of the damaged body part. So that will comes into the assimilation process. Moving on, and we will see the next and the last step in the nutrition in animal, that is egestion. So the food get absorbed, food get digested, then absorbed, and then it reaches to each of the cell, and all the food provided the energy. Okay, means the cell obtain the energy from the food. Now there are some of the food which remain unwanted, which remain undigested. So such kind of a waste product that should be removed from the body, and this process is called as egestion. Okay. So the last one is egestion. That is egestion process. What happened in case of a egestion? The undigested food gets removed from the body, called ingestion. That is called as ingestion. So this is the 5 steps in the nutrition in animal, students, in which ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion process we have seen. Okay. So now see. Now the first method, if we talk about the ingestion, students, so which is what? Which is the taking in the food. Okay. How the animals used to get the food, that is the process of ingestion explained. So now you should know that different animals, they used to get food, different animals, they used to obtain food in a different manner. Like what? Like if we talk about the frog itself, so frog, they use their long tongue in order, that sticky tongue that will help in trapping, or that will help in catching the insects or the other animals to eat it. If you talk about that of the lizards and the chameleon also, that will also work in the same way. They are also having a fair long tongue, and with the help of which they used to stick the help in sticking that of the insects, and they eat it. If we talk about the mosquitoes, so mosquitoes, they used they used to inject and suck nectar from that of the flower. If we talk about the male and the female mosquito, here the female mosquito also suck blood from the human being. If we discuss about that of the bees or that of the butterfly, they are also doing the same thing. They used to obtain food from in the form of a nectar from the flower. So they used to suck the food from the flower. So you can see here, if we discuss about the snakes, so snakes are totally flesh eaters. So they used to eat the other animals. So basically here the obtaining of the food or taking in the food, that is totally different. In the human being, in the animals, there are different ways, there are different methods by which all the organism used to take food inside. Okay, so this is the first thing that we came to know about that of the ingestion, students. If we talk about the digestion, so basically if we discuss about our food. So our food, why we used to eat food, student? The first question that arises, that is, we eat food to get energy. But we had seen in the previous classes also that we should always take the balanced diet. Balanced diet is really important. What is a balanced diet? Balanced diet is taking of the food in which we get all the different kind of a nutrient that will comes under balanced diet. It means that it is important to take all the different kind of a nutrients. Why is it so? It is because these all nutrients, they are helpful, they are useful for different purpose. So what kind of a nutrient that we should take? Here we take carbohydrate, we take protein, we take fats, we take vitamins or minerals. So is the carbohydrate, the fats, the proteins, the vitamins that we used to take, it will enter and work as it was we had taken, means in the same form as we have taken, it will work or it will remain same as it is? No. When we take this food, it will enter in our body and it get break down into the smaller, into the water soluble substance. So if we will see here the process of a digestion here. See the proper digestion. So we can write here with point, and that is food that we eat consisting of consisting of carbohydrate, fats, proteins, vitamins. When we take it, these all are in the large complex molecule, insoluble molecule. These are in large complex insoluble molecules. Insoluble molecule. Okay. So these gets digested in the intestine. These get digested in the intestine and get converted into the soluble, into the small water soluble molecule. In the intestine, these get digested in the intestine and get converted to water soluble molecule, which enters through intestinal wall to blood. Okay, so it will enter from the intestinal wall through that of the blood. Okay, in the case of a digestion, there are two kind of a method of a digestion happen, and that is called as the physical method of digestion and the chemical method of digestion. I'll tell you that how it used to work, students. That is, two types of method occurs. Physical digestion and chemical digestion. Physical and chemical digestion. What happened in case of the physical digestion, students? You see, when we take food, what happened? The teeth is there, and teeth used in the biting, in chewing, as well as grinding that of the food into the smaller pieces. So that process we will include into the physical digestion. What happened in case of the chemical digestion? When on this food, the digestive juices. What is digestive juices? Digestive juices are the juices which is released inside our body. These are a kind of a substances. These are the kind of a juices released in our body that work on the food and help in making it into the smaller water soluble molecule. Okay, so physical digestion, it means the teeth is also helping in the same way by breakdown of the food into the smaller one, and digestive juice also helping the food into converting it into the smaller molecule. So this is the two type of a method that happens in case of a digestion.